Everyone dreams of being more disciplined and productive, but few know where to start. Many believe it's a matter of talent or inborn willpower. Brian Tracy shatters that myth. Discipline is science, not genetics. Here's the paradox: depending on motivation alone only makes it slip away faster. In the next few minutes, you'll learn a straightforward method, used by doctors, athletes, and entrepreneurs, that turns an ordinary routine into a results machine, and the change starts today. When people talk about discipline, many imagine it's reserved for geniuses or those with iron willpower. Pure myth. Discipline is like a muscle. Nobody is born with it ready, everyone needs training. Think of a top surgeon. At first, he also trembled before his first surgery. What made him precise was repetition, correction, and persistence, not a hidden talent. The same applies to athletes, writers, and entrepreneurs. Usain Bolt didn't start out as a record breaker, he trained thousands of hours so his body would obey his mind. A best-selling author doesn't write only when inspired, he sits down and writes every day, even on bad days. The difference between achievers and dreamers is turning effort into habit. That's why the first step isn't waiting for motivation, it's taking action. Try waking up 15 minutes earlier, without touching your phone, and do something that feeds your main goal. It may seem small, but it's mental engineering. You teach your brain to obey before it negotiates. This small practice is where real discipline begins, preparing you to build lasting productive habits. Once you accept that discipline is training, the next question is how to train your mind. Brian Tracy suggests something simple yet powerful: daily rituals. The brain loves routine. Each repetition creates a neural shortcut, making effort feel lighter. It's like learning to drive. At first, every move takes thought, then your body does it automatically. Habits are mental technology. One classic method is the 21-day challenge. Pick one habit, like writing down 3 goals every morning, and repeat it without fail. Miss a day? Start over. In a few weeks, the act shifts from conscious effort to automatic behavior. To make it easier, create triggers. Place a water bottle on your desk to remind you to drink, or keep your sneakers by the bed to remind you to work out. This works for anything: studying, saving money, deep focus work. It's not brute force, it's brain engineering. Mastering triggers lets you almost program your own productivity. And this conditioning sets you up for the next big step, where discipline meets its greatest test: tackling the hardest task first thing in the morning. Brian Tracy offers an unforgettable metaphor: eat that frog first. The frog is the task you dread most: a tough report, a difficult conversation, a heavy study session. If you eat it first thing in the day, everything else feels easier. This simple reversal destroys the biggest excuse for procrastination: I'll do it later. Imagine an entrepreneur who needs to call a demanding client. If he delays it until afternoon, he spends the whole day mentally burdened. But if he makes the call in the morning, he frees up energy for everything else. The same applies to a student starting with the hardest subject or someone making a complex financial decision. Your freshest energy fuels what matters most. The idea isn't to do everything at once, but to prioritize. A practical tip is to list tasks the night before and mark the one that will make the day a success if completed. Master this strategy, and that early win creates a domino effect of productivity. And it's in understanding the value of each hour that we arrive at the next point: treating time as your most precious financial asset. Once you realize time is literally money, your relationship with your schedule changes. This isn't a metaphor. Doctors, lawyers, and high-level entrepreneurs measure every time block like an investment. A surgeon, for example, knows exactly how much each hour of operation is worth in value and impact. This mindset turns minutes into capital. Brian Tracy suggests treating every hour as if it's worth $100 or more. Wasting an hour on distractions is like tearing up cash. That's why dividing your day into 60 to 90-minute blocks for essential tasks is powerful. During those blocks, keep your phone away, silence notifications, and give full focus. Think of it as guarding a vault. Seeing time as a financial asset makes it easier to say no. Pointless meetings, off-hour social media, and energy-draining favors lose their appeal. Gradually, life aligns with what truly pays dividends in personal and professional growth. And this long-term vision prepares you for the final point, turning consistency into lasting results. Real productivity isn't sprinting, it's running a marathon. People who achieve big goals know discipline is a long-term construction. Instead of burning out in bursts of enthusiasm, they build habits that endure for months and years. This strategic patience is the difference between temporary results and solid achievements. Think of someone learning a new language or investing for retirement. The gain doesn't show in the first month, but the daily accumulation creates a snowball effect. The same is true for writing a book, building a business, or forming a high-performance team. Small, repeated steps become giant leaps. This mindset also shields you from frustration. Instead of beating yourself up over a bad day, you see the bigger picture and get back on track the next morning. It's like saving time and energy for a future harvest. And with this perspective, your video can begin with an introduction that breaks myths and proves discipline is science, not destiny. Now it's your turn. Will you keep waiting for the perfect day, or will you start training your discipline today? What task can you mark for tomorrow morning as your first big frog? And if every hour of your day were worth $100, which commitments would you drop immediately? Share your answers in the comments, they might inspire others to transform their routines too. And to keep getting practical strategies for productivity and personal growth, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. The next video might be the step that finally changes your life.